Hey guys, welcome to another chapter of Affliction of the Heart, Volume 4. This chapter is called Withdrawal. Last time, as a shit ton of depression happened, and also I don't think any of my, Volume 4 videos right now are getting, normally monetized, which I don't get, because every other Affliction of the Heart is monetized, unless I'm swearing more than usual, which I highly doubt. Anyways, let's hop right into it. Withdrawal. Swarm's brow furrowed in concentration, and she held her breath, concentrating with all of her might, her horns sparking and glowing fitfully. The little red rubber ball in front of her wobbled and shook, a halo of green magic coursing around it in rhythm with the feeble glow of Swarm's horn. After several intense moments, Swarm gasped and dropped onto her stomach, exhausted, panting heavily. A soft, malicious giggle from somewhere to her left made Swarm perk a single ear entirely. Her unicorn tormentor Hallie swirled her ball in a slow circle in front of her own nose, making it spiral lazily. Having trouble? She asked weakly. Shut up, Glimmer. Okay, this is way before that? And I'm thinking about Starlight right now. Also, Swarm, don't turn crazy. Swarm hissed, her little ears playing back into her mane. Today, her mane was a vibrant pink to match her eyes, just barely coming down to rest between her duscent wings. Golden Glimmer gave a mean-natured smile, and Swarm's little red ball levitated from the bench, giving a lazy swirl in the air in front of the hybrid's nose. Okay, first thing, Swarm is more mature than anyone else, which is kind of surprising and all that. So I feel like she should be learning this magic stuff I feel like she should be learning magic a lot faster as well, since her maturity is way up there. Storm growled, swiping the ball out of the air with a hoof, glowering at Golden Glimmer. I'm going to hurt you. The bully's smile faltered for just a moment. Maybe talking man says you're not allowed to hurt us. Do you think she could get over here fast enough to stop me? Storm asked bluntly, eyes staring slowly. Damn, Storm's just being a fucking badass. I love her. I love Storm. I want to hug her, because I feel like she gets bullied way too much, but she has wrought iron for that. I think, according to Kuno. Golden Glimmer took a single step backwards, lips curling into a sneer. You're just a useless fake corn anyway, can't even use magic. With her accusation, she turned around and returned to her own bench, idly swirling a trio of balls in the air in front of her. Just ignore her, wrought iron said, frowning deeply and dropping her ball on her bench for her. Some ponies just take longer to learn magic, and she is one of the eldest. Oh, wait. Okay, if she's the oldest one, she shouldn't be bullying. Okay. And she is one of the oldest. Wait, Raw Iron, are you saying that she is an older one? Or what's the deal here? Storm glared at Golden Glimmer's back for several long minutes before snorting and turning into the cult, leaning close and resting her cheek against her shoulder. I'm tired, she admitted, rubbing her eye with a hoof and then nudging him firmly. Cuddle me. Wait. Okay, you two are in a relationship, but wait, Swarm, you literally used magic once before. Actually, 2 times, actually. You literally threw your classmate, the one that was bullying you, pretty sure it was this one. Also, you held down or restrained Chrysalis. So how come you can't levitate when you're actually concentrating to and not being instinctual or being told to by your mother? How come you can't do it? That's my question at this moment. Because, come on. She literally threw Chrysalis and restrained her in the air, probably. And threw her classmate that was bullying her, which is probably this one, Glimmer. Golden Glimmer. No, I'm starting to hate the whole school system in these fanfics. Because there's always a bully somewhere, and I hate it. Brian gave her a completely unconfused stare at the request, but did as asked, leaning in and nuzzling against her cheek gently like this. Storm crooned, nuzzling up at him in response. She flipped her head to the side slightly, letting her mane cover their faces so she could lean up and give him a quick, warm kiss. Wet Iron blushed furiously, jerking backwards after a mere moment of contact and looking around to make sure no one had noticed. Storm smiled, purring in the back of her throat, leaning against the coat, her horn lit, and the red ball levitated neatly upwards, holding it steady in front of them both. Oh, so you just need to be passionate about magic? Is that the deal here now? You just need to be in a lusty mood to do magic, Swarm? Or in a completely emotional state, so you can just protect and just do what your mother asks you to? Because there's a low. The first time she used magic was when she was protecting wrought iron. Also, the question here is she using a spell on wrought iron, or does he actually love her? That's also a question that I want answered, because Sorum wouldn't know, and I want her mother to like talk about this with her. I want Kuno to talk about this with her. Ah, man. Alright. Warden bit his bottom lip, swallowing thickly. He was rather hidden from the mansion, laying behind an old well at the edge of the grounds. Up on a hillside, an old bucket lay in front of him, connected to the well by a frayed, dusty rope. The well itself was in disrepair. The crank rusted, and one of the beams rotted through. It was a place Warden went to when he wanted to be alone, which was becoming more and more frequent. I would think you would go to your wife's grave, but you dug her up, so I'm not sure if you moved her or what's the deal with that, Warden. A medical bag was open in front of him, containing an assortment of objects in their own little sleeves. Syringes already filled with a carefully measured dose of a clear liquid, individually packed needles, a tourniquet, a pressure cuff, and a vial of glowing amber liquid, Aurora. Only thing, Warden, don't become suicidal. You literally have a family now, so you better not kill yourself, okay? Something I don't really want you to do or ever think about again during these chapters. Warden, eyes red-rimmed, face tear streaked, and with a hoof shaking so badly it tapped against the ground. Warden was every bit the picture of a drug addict going through severe withdrawal symptoms. Oh, I thought there was going to be about Swarm, but it's about Warden's... Warden sniffed, wiping his nose with a hoof and blinking rapidly to try and unblur his vision. His ears splayed back heavily as he opened his book to a new page, having to hold the book against the ground to keep it steady enough to read. It was a botany book, and it was thoroughly ruined. Many of the pages were smudged and dirty. Dirt, blood, sweat, and no shortage of tears marred the pages of the book, with one particularly bad page carrying what looked like vomit stains over the bottom edge. The book had been perfectly pristine when Warden had purchased it, no less than a week before. She was sniffling again. Warden tried to turn the page, tearing it in half before he realized that he had to take his other hoof off the book to do so. His wings twitched feebly as he pushed the book away with a growl of anger before lunging forwards and smacking it away. Warden, I am worrying for you right now. He growled to himself, fuming, refusing to look at the book, chest heaving with his fury. His hoof ached where he had hit the book, and a bruise was blooming beneath the skin. Everything ached, from his hoofs to his ears. Parts of them ached that he didn't even know could ache. From the region just beneath his hoofs to the inside of his nasal passages, the 3 neat lines on the inside of his right hoof also stung and hurt, but they were in a carefully selected area that no one else would see. Warden? Warden looked up and then looked away, hanging his head slightly. Oh, hey. Kuno picked her away towards him carefully, gently settling herself down in front of him on her stomach, watching him carefully. What are you doing? Trying to stop myself from taking my Aurora early, Warden said airily, rubbing a hoof against the side of his neck. Old addictions, you know. Kuno frowned at that, shaking her gently. We both know you're lying, Warden. You've barely touched it in the last few days. I've been taking it. I just don't need to take it as much. Doctor says that it's hypersensitivity because I was addicted to it before, Warden explained smoothly. Kuno gave him a long stare, an eyebrow raising slowly. Warden hung his head, wiping his nose again. I don't want it. Yes, you do, Kuno said flatly. I know you want it more than you want me, my love, right now. Damn you, and damn your changeling nature, Warden whispered angrily, biting at his hoof. Kuno reached forward, slapping his muzzle away from his hoof. Stop fraying yourself. You're going to regret it when you get better. Well, I'm better now, Warden stated, thumping his hoof against the ground. I don't need any Aurora. You said it yourself. I've gone so long without it. Hiding up here on the hill, away from everyone, gradually destroying yourself, Kuno asked bluntly. Is that really better, Warden? It's better than before, Warden hissed, slamming his hoof against the ground angrily. It's better than when I have to sit there in misery and not be able to even feel anything. Kuno frowned deeply, shaking her head. No, it's not, and you know it. You're just scared of it. Of course I'm scared of it, Warden admitted, by burying his face in his hooves. I'll take the pain over that any day of the week. It's not healthy, Warden, Kuno soothed, inching closer to him. You need to gradually wean yourself off it. When you're ready, this is only going to get worse. Worse than having to do things to myself to even feel anything? Warden asked bluntly, his ears playing back slowly. I'm not so weak that I need Aurora to help me fend off pain. This isn't weakness, Warden, Kuno soothed, shaking her head gently and slipping up beside him, lightly wiggling in against his side, nosing gently at his neck. You know it isn't. It's weak, needing some drug, he murmured in response, shaking his head defiantly. No, it's weak to retreat into agony because you don't like how it makes you feel, Kuno said, gently mouthing against his neck, wrapping a hoof around his shoulder soothingly. Warden leaned against her heavily, biting his bottom lip. I prefer the pain. You're wasting away, Warden. You can't keep food down when you're like this. You can go from full-on withdrawal to full-blown addiction every other day. I can see your ribs, Kuno said, gently poking his side with a hoof. But I can feel you now, Warren said, lifting a hoof to gently stroke down his wife's back. I can hug you. Might even be able to do things to you. Kuno stood a hoof gently over his muzzle. Using sex as a conversation changer is my forte, Warden. You're terrible at it. I can't even get it up anymore, Warden murmured sadly. Not since... Oh, that's sad. Well, I'll help you when you're healthy enough, Kuno soothed, gently resting her head against his neck, nosing him reassuringly. When his voice dropped to a broken whisper and he bit back tears. I saw at the bed yesterday morning. I feel like a fool. Kuno frowned deeply, hugging her husband tightly as he burst into tears. I resisted the urge to maim you when I saw you burning perfectly good sheets. Perfectly ruined, you mean, Warden countered, shaking his head heavily and sniffling, wiping his nose with a hoof. This is no way to live. Aurora addiction is no way to live. This isn't Aurora addiction, Kuno said seriously, eyes staring up at him. You've gone 2 days off of it, and you're calling it an addiction? An addiction is where you can't control it. I told myself plenty of times I could quit whenever I wanted last time I was on it too, Warden explained, hanging his head, and I believed it. But you didn't have somebody next to you to back up those claims, Kuno said fiercely. I know you can do it, Warden. This isn't an addiction. You need this. Yeah, but he doesn't want to be on it, which is like the whole point of this chapter, I think, is Warden doesn't want to, you know. He wants to feel everything. He wants to hug. He wants to be in control of himself again, I guess. Anyways, I don't want it, Warden said, his bottom lip trembling. I don't want to go back to not feeling anything. You could die without it, Warden, Kuno retorted, her voice raising. I did not go through all of this trouble to bring you back from the dead just so you can cure yourself by being a fool. Warden lowered his head, ears playing back slowly. You should have let me die. The slap caught Warden entirely by surprise, ears ringing. He blinked dumbly at his wife, tasting blood. Don't you ever say that, Kuno said, tears brimming in her eyes. I need you, Warden. I gave up my entire life for you. I betrayed my high for you. I killed my queen for you, Warden. But I need you to wake up and take your fucking medicine. Warden stared at her, licking his lips, feeling blood dripping from his nose, tears spilling from his eyes again. I'm sorry, he sobbed, hanging his head and then dropping on his stomach. I want to be strong for you, but it's so hard and it hurts so much. I feel like I'm already dead when I'm on Aurora, like I'm just an animated corpse, and I'm just so sad and broken and pathetic, and I can finally feel you again, and now you're telling me to get back on it? It's not fair. Life isn't fair, Kuno said seriously, stepping closer to him and nudging in his nose firmly with her own. Uncaring of the small trickle of blood, life was never fair. You just trudge through from one bleak moment to the next, and you pray that there are happy moments in between. This is just another bleak moment, Warden, and if you want to get to the happy part on the other side, you have to suffer through it. Nobody ever had a blanket sweep happy life. Warden hung his head, stifling faintly. Kiss me? Kuno blinked once, a single ear pricking up. What? Kiss me, Warden said more firmly, rising to his throat and then wrapping his forehead around her, pulling her closer and kissing her with a furious eagerness. Okay, I feel like Warden, like every time like you feel yourself again, how about this? You have Kuno, like you have someone with Kuno for like a moment, like kissing her, and then you go back on the Aurora. So you feel a little bit less guilt about taking it, I guess. I'm not sure. Not sure how that works. Kuno resisted for a moment before allowing the kiss, tilting her head to the side, deepening it slightly. Warden kissed her hungrily for several long moments before drawing back slowly, sniffling faintly and then wiping his eyes. Thank you. Thank you for always being there to wake me up when I need it. Kuno nodded, withdrawing a syringe from his medpick, holding it up. Warden presented his hoof to her, looking away and biting his tongue. Kuno unsheathed the needle and then stuck it into his hoof, injecting the contents. Whining faintly, Warden bit back tears as the horrible cold numbness started to travel up his hoof towards his chest, robbing him of sensation as it went. Gently, Kuno pulled his muzzle around to face her, leaning forward to kiss him gently before hugging him tightly. Thank you, Warden, for being you. You're the strongest pony I know. No, I'm not, Warden said, kissing her hungrily. I just have a wonderful wife. Kuno shook her head gently, shushing him and then kissing him intently again. "We're gonna get you back to what you were, Warden. We'll be happy again," Warden asked helplessly, kissing her desperately, even as the terrible numbness spread throughout his body. Kuno nodded, squeezing him tight with her hooves. "We'll be happy again, no matter how long it takes." The end. Well, I'm hoping you two make this work, and I'm hoping Warden doesn't kill himself on this whole recovering rehab path that he's taking, because bringing him back from the dead, crazy thing to do apparently, especially when you're pumping all of your magic into it. Anyways, guys, thank you all for listening. Don't like you guys do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
100,000 stories have filled my head as I look for the answers in what I've read, secretly waiting for my life to change.